Hello YouTubers! It is Grand Final Eve between Brisbane Lion and Geelong Cats playing the Grand Final tomorrow. But before we preview the Grand Final between those two sides, let's review last week's two preliminary final games. Okay, the first game played on Friday night last week was between Geelong and Hawthorn. I tipped an upset for Hawthorn to beat Geelong. No good, I was incorrect. Geelong had a great 30-point win against the Hawks. And the second game played on a Saturday was between Collingwood Maggies and Brisbane Lions. I tipped the Lions to beat Collingwood. You beauty, I was correct. Brisbane won by 29 points. Therefore, the Lions advanced to the grand final, and it will be between Geelong and Brisbane Lions, same as last year's preliminary final where the Lions beat the Cats last year. Okay, let's go and preview tomorrow's AFL Grand Final between Geelong and the Lions. Before we continue, I would like to ask for a very small favour. If you enjoy this AFL content, please take a sec to subscribe to the channel and like the video. That would be awesome. Okay, let's return back to the show. Both teams are in pretty good form. If you look at the two sides in the last 5 games, Geelong, they've won 5 in a row, been pretty good. Some of those wins include against good sides, Hawthorn, the Lions. Whereas the Lions have won 4 of their last 5 games against good opponents, Collingwood, Hawthorn, but they did lose in their last encounter against Geelong by 38 points a couple of weeks ago. And we look at the head-to-head of the last 4 games. Last year in the preliminary final, Brisbane beat Geelong by 10 points. And this year, early this year, in March, the Lions beat Geelong by 9 points at the Gabba. And in June this year, the Lions also beat Geelong at GMHBA Stadium by 41 points. And a couple of weeks ago, in the first week of finals, Geelong beat the Lions by 38 points. Therefore, in the last 4 games, Brisbane has won 3 of the last 4, but Geelong won the recent game that was played a number of weeks ago in the first week of finals. So that's the head-to-head of the last 4 games between the Lions and Geelong Cats. Looking at both sides, there are some new debutants that are going to be playing their first grand final. If you look at Geelong, you've got like O'Sullivan, Lawson Humphreys, Jack Martin, Jai Clark, and Jack Bowers. Whereas the Lions also have some newcomers playing their first ever grand final. Bruce Verveil, Sam Marshall, the Big O, Oscar McInerney. Unfortunately, he was injured in last year's preliminary final and missed out on the Lions premiership of last season. Ty Gallup, Levi Ashcroft, the younger brother of Will Ashcroft. Therefore, both teams have a number of new players that will be playing in their first ever grand final. Both teams have a number of experienced players that have played in the grand final, as Brisbane won the 2024 flag, whereas Geelong won the flag in 2022. It's been remarkable for the Lions. This is their 3rd consecutive grand final, where they won last year's grand final, and unfortunately for the Lions, in 2023, they lost to Collingwood. What will it bring for the 2025 grand final? So many experience for the Lions, but also some newcomers playing. Just looking at the side, I just think Geelong, they've got good midfield. The Lions have got an awesome midfield, but the big guns, your Dangerfield, your Holmes, and especially Bailey Smith, what a pickup. I expect them to do well. And another concern I have for the Lions is their full line. They've got some great players like Charlie Cameron, Aaron Rayner, but they've got some players that have played less than 50 games. You've got first-year player Ty Gallup replacing Eric Hitwood, who's injured. Logan Morris, who's going to be a gun. Second-year player. A lot of expectation is expected on Logan Morris, second-year player, to be the key forward with fellow first-year player Ty Gallup up in the full line. That's the only concern I have for the Lions. And Geelong, unfortunately for the Cats, they lost Stewart, so that's going to be a big out and helpful for the Lions to counteract the injury of Eric Hitwood. But they got some good defenders. DeConing, Henry, O'Sullivan's been good, but he's a first-year player in terms of playing this season. Just as I mentioned earlier, I just have some concerns of the Lions forward, because right now it's pretty even, and that's the only reason why I'm going to tip Geelong, because the Lions forward line, and also the game is played at the MCG, where Geelong is based in Victoria, the Lions have to travel. Just that extra 1% that the Geelong have over the Lions in terms of not travelling, staying at home in Victoria. And therefore, I'm going to say in a close one, the Lions to lose to Geelong by 5 points. It's going to be a rip of a game. And I say Geelong to win and B. Smith of Geelong to be best on ground and win the Norm Smith medal. Thank you for watching my video, and it will be appreciated if you can subscribe and comment to my videos. Hopefully you enjoyed my video, and see you next time. Cheers or bye.